as you can see, it's as tidy as ever. It's like a bomb gone off in here again. But never mind. Right, for the supporters who I was just talking to on the other channel, I've got all the right keys now, so we're all right. We can put these away now. I was having the right fluff trying to find the right keys for these bloody things. They'll know what I mean. They will know what I mean. I've got them all in the right order now. Beautiful safe locks, these are. Right tricky buggers. God, especially that one. Oh, we'll get it on camera one day. Right, what we got here then? What we got here? Funny story, this. Now, I sort of acquired this beautiful, it's a leggy. That's the pity. By accident, really. Pompy picker. You guys know Pompy picker. I sent him out some chubs. He wanted some chubs to use on his new decoder. And the chubs came back. And this was in the box. And I thought, oh, how nice of him is that to send me this beautiful leggy so I can share with you guys. And we get to see everything. And it's not all scratched up like some of the cases I've got. It's nice and clear. That's so nice of him, that is. Oh, and I bet you'd love to win this. So I message him and says, oh, Pompy picker, thanks for that lock. I really appreciate it. That's so nice of you. You know, it's a real one. It's really nice, Nick. And he went, that's where it is. And I went, what do you mean? What do you mean that's where it is? Well, I've been cursing the missus all day. I thought she threw it in the bin. I was going to give that lock away because I've just got over 300 subs and it wasn't meant for you. I thought, oh, so I've got to send it back to him. But I do know he was on about giving it away for a prize draw. So go and look for Pompy picker. You'll find him. He's not that far away. And you might have a chance to win this lock. But I said to him, before I send it back to you, cheeky so-and-so, I'm going to give it a pick. So we're going to have a look at that. And then before we have a little look at that, I had a bit of a weird question. Someone said to me, well, why do you make all your tools so beautiful? Attention tool. You know, it hasn't got to be beautiful. And I had to tell him a little story, and I'll share it with you. I do put lots of effort into it, lots of time as well into these to make them function, but especially the wires. I have got a new sort of process going on the old wires, and they are absolutely spanking now. I've never got them as shiny. They are absolutely, it's working a treat, that new process. So this set belongs to Brian. Brian, he's ordered an additional set of wires. I think Brian Askwell. Well, Brian, I'm asking you, can may I possibly loan your set to pick this beautiful lock from Pompy picker? Because I need to make some more. Brian also wanted a couple of mediums. So he wanted a small, medium, large, and then he gets the 4 wires anyway. So I thought, you know, because mediums look quite similar to large. So if you don't really know, or you're not really, you can see there's not a lot in it, but there's a massive difference, as I showed you the day. So I put green on there. Okay, Brian, you've got green for medium, both left and right, red for right, black for left. You can't go wrong. Anyway, back to my story. Why do you put so much effort in? I said, well, hypothetical now, this conversation is, so bear with. So imagine you got a screwdriver, right? You've had this screwdriver for a while. It's been an handy screwdriver. It fits in your pocket and it does screws. You can do a lot of screwing with a screwdriver and it's always been there and done a good job for you. Okay? It's a screwdriver. It doesn't matter. This is just the tatty looking one. It doesn't matter. It's a screwdriver. It screws. That's what it does. And then one day, you walk past the shop and you see another screwdriver in the window and you think, look at that. It's got solid tips on it. It's got a bit there so I could put a spanner on it. I bet is it magnetic? I could give, that's beautiful. So you go and purchase said new screwdriver. Now the one that you've used all the time for screwing, and they both do exactly the same job, is going to be sentenced to opening tins of paint now, and it'll never do any screwing anymore. And then now you've got this beautiful screwdriver. So the next time you go to your job, you think, I've got that beautiful screwdriver. You're going to have confidence because you think, wow, that bloody screwdriver looks spanking. I'm welled up with confidence it's going to do a good job, and you're going to put extra effort into your screwing. So, by the looks of things, the story's about, it makes you want to do a better job. Okay, so that's why I make them like that, because you get confidence in using the tool straight away as soon as you get it out of the box. And the confidence is going to help you because you're going to believe in yourself. So that's what it's all about. I know it's a bit of a crazy story about screwdriver, but it's all about psychological sort of ways of looking at stuff. The more confidence you got at picking a lock, the better you're going to get at it because you're going to believe in yourself. Confidence is a big part of lock sport and lock picking. If you haven't got confidence in the tools and confidence in yourself, you're never going to get through anything. Bit of a crazy story, but that's the way I see it anyway. Right. Pompy picker. Thanks, Brian. We're going to do a bit of picking. See you over there. Okay, let's have a look at Pompey's lock. Right, this leggy. You've got to give us a bit more chain, Pompey. Your bog chain's too short. We could just about throw that bottom. More chain, please. Right. I don't suppose he designed it for that reason. But thanks for sharing, Pompy, much appreciate that. Even if you want it back, again, you get. Right, so we're going to use this 5 gauge tool. And I've shaved it off a tiny, tiny, tiny amount either side. Because if you don't know this, leggists have a real quite tight blade of the key. It's that point there where the actual blade will go down. They are quite narrow compared to some of the locks. So the curtains can be a little bit tight just on that point. So compared to that to a fortress, that gap there is huge compared to this. And I want to try and make these tools as tight as I can, but I've took a tiny bit more off and I can get in. So we'll get hold of that. We'll go hold of that curtain. We'll back off a little bit. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail in a moment. So I know you're not looking what's on my bench. So I'll adjust this so it makes it comfortable for me. I want to be in that sort of position, yeah? Okay. I'll try and get closer in so you guys get to see. You don't see my mucky hands. Right, we're going to use a small pick wire because it's quite a short gap here. It's a 5 gauge, 5 levers, 4 notches both top and bottom. Leggy. Tricky little locks that don't like binding. Instead of going at an angle, we're actually going vertical on these. So, I'm underneath. I do like picking like that. I told you that, but you get to see my fingers, so I'm going to have to do it underneath. Right, so we're going to slowly, my plan is, put pressure towards the left, because if I just hold it straight, I'm not getting very much binding. So what I want to try and do is, so you can see there's not much binding going on here. If I twist that curtain just a little bit on towards me left, and then hopefully I can start to get a little bit more binding. Now 5th's moving all right, 4th's really tight, so with my fingers out of the way, let's 4th, you can tell when they're really tight. Ease off my pressure a little bit, got a bit more on 4th, lost 5th though, a little bit back onto 5th, and it's going to be a game of slowly jacking them up. Anything on 1st, yeah. We've got a little bit on 1st, but I should imagine if I touch anything else, it's going to start dropping down like that. Anything on 3rd. A bit more on 4th. Back on 1st. Now, this is the game you're playing with these, so one will affect the other, until you can get that pack to drive forward a little bit more. And it tends to be between the 3rd, 4th and 5th on this particular lock. and I'm just bouncing them up a little bit at a time. You can see you play this game more on fifth. I don't want to overset fifth and fourth, that's my real worry. Bit more on fourth maybe. And what have I overset fourth? No, we're slowly getting there. These little nudges. Little jiggle on fifth, little jiggle on fourth, third, second, first, fifth slightly, fifth a little bit, fourth's tight, third's tight, try and get them back up. Then we get back to where it needs to be. Now these tiny little movements now, just backwards and forwards of that pack, and you're finding I've got a fair bit of pressure on. I need to get a little bit more on fourth. A bit more on fourth then. Second, give me a bit more. They're starting to come together now. So really it was second, third and fourth that are holding it all up. And it's a tricky lock to pick because it doesn't want to bind. So it's those little nudges, little nudges, little nudges all the time. Now somebody asked me a question, how can you tell when you're in a false notch? So we're going to pick it into a false notch and I'll show you what happens. Okay, so we know fifths, let's take fifth right up and then we'll go through it. And I'll try and get yourself into a right false notch and I'll show you. So we're doing a lot of eye lifts here all at once. There you go. And I'll try and get, we're in 2 false notches. We're in 3 false notches now. Now, look, there's nothing. When you try and lift the levers in the false notch, it's solid. Okay, so there's no bounce. So the back's still bouncing. The front, still a bit of bounce. Even though on the front again, second, still the bounce is still a little bit there, but it's close. It's still, you still got movement. You're in a false notch. You haven't, not at all. We'll try and get to that line again. One second. Speed it up a bit. So you slowly backwards and forwards. Fourth was driving me a little bit. There. So you've still got a tiny bit of bounce left in those levers as you're going up. In a false notch, yeah, which one's in it? Is that one in the false notch? Yeah. Fourth is in the false notch, as you can see. It's nothing, I'm getting nothing on it. Let's try and get one a bit closer so you can see. There's no false notch on 1, there's false notch on a 2. Okay, let's put the 2 in a false notch. If we can get him in. Don't think we can get him quite high enough. No, the pack's not going forward enough for him to get into false notch. Let's try a bit more. I need to get more on the back. And we'll try and get him into that false notch. Look, they're all solid up there. There. There's 2. Let's just make that any more focus on that as it is, as close as I can get him. It's 2. See him in that little notch? There's, I mean, the wire's just bang on the right side. There's nothing. There's no movement at all. It's solid. So that's what a false notch is. Right, right. Cheers, Brian. They're all right. I promise you, they're all right. They're fine. I'll even make sure they're not too mucky. Let's clean them up a little bit for you. Right, what were we talking about? Right, oh yeah, after mucky screwdrivers. Yes, I like I had a go. Yeah, it came in the post. And it was a bit beaten up, bless it. But I haven't got one of these. It's a 6-lever sterling. And let's get it out. Let's have a look. Honestly, I haven't got it. I only came today. Here's the lock. Let's have a look at the packaging first. So, original packaging. The rest of you go, no, don't do that to it. But it's just a piece of plastic. We will recycle it. It's been recycled. Right, so it's telling us what a factory looks like, which is nice. Industrial. Oh, suitable for industrial. Suitable for a big bus. And suitable for someone's big regal gates. Okay, so it's suitable for all of those things. It's 6-lever mechanism, closed, hardened shackle, tough steel body, plates, low maintenance, keyhole cover, and 3 beautiful brass keys, wherever they are. But yeah, there is 3 keys there, and then tells you all about the little sizes on the back. Sterling, guaranteed. If it fails, they're going to replace it free of charge. I don't know how old it is. It's a shame, really. There's no dates in it because I reckon my guarantee might be out. But it's a brand new one, so it's an old new. Old new, new old. Oh, it feels all right. Oh, and it's all shielded as well. Look at that. That sounds all right, doesn't it? We'll have a look at this on Friday. So sterling. I think I've seen one in the past and it'd be really rotten and horrible. But this is a lovely, nice, shiny one. So the other lock that I'm after, okay, it's got a bulldog. Have you ever seen a bulldog one? I haven't got one. So if you see anybody's got any bulldog, let me know. Not the dog, the actual padlock. It's called a bulldog. I haven't got one of those, but I don't want a tatty looking one. And then there's another one as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's the only 2 really that I haven't got of this sort of range. It does look like very much like a Security, to be fair, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, they've got pretty high bitting as well. Security's got high bitting on the key, and that looks quite high as well. That upstand there, so it must be very, very similar. But we'll have a pick, and we'll do it on Friday. What do you reckon, guys? We'll see how we get on. I don't think it's going to cause us too much trouble. But okay, bulldog, anybody got one, let me know. So guys, stay safe, stay well, and remember, support us. Look at that beautiful tower. I'd love to have enough to make it all go all the way over. Do you think it'll collapse? And remember, supporters, one of those is yours this week. So you got to remember, whoever wins on Friday, let me know. Easy, hard, or medium. And then I shall send it to you with a pick. Why, I do promise you that. So supporters, I appreciate your support. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Pompy Picker, thank you again for sharing this beautiful leggy. And then hopefully, if you check Pompy Picker out, I do know he's on about putting this as a price draw. And it is a lovely lock. Just get him to put a longer bolt chain on it, okay? And you'll be fine. That's a bitting of the key. So everyone, stay well, stay safe. And thanks for watching. Remember, put the old thumbs up, leave a comment. If you could. I like comments. Comments are always good. Nice, polite ones, please. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because we tend to have a bit of a laugh here and it's not all a bit serious. But we do learn something along the way. We definitely do. And Brian, I'll send that out in the post to you, mate. Ta-da!